Harris here from musculardevelopment.com at the Tampa Pro down here in Tampa, Florida. Standing with Olympia 212 legend Jose Raymond and new 212 up-and-comer Lloyd. I say new because he's new to the 212, but he's actually been a pro since 2012, right? And how many open shows did you do before you made this switch very recently? Several.
Probably about at least 12 or more.
Okay. And I mean, I always knew you were good, but I never paid a lot of attention to you because you were kind of floundering 9th to 15th in that realm at most of those shows. And, you know, I figured you'd be one of those guys where, you know, probably never going to do a whole lot better than that. But lo and behold, I get to Chicago a few weeks ago, 212 lineup comes out, and I think Jose had been telling me, watch out for this Lloyd guy. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I hear that from everybody. Watch out for so-and-so. But this time he was right. You know, you were in the first call out. You looked fantastic. Ended up in 4th place in a really strong 212 lineup. So first of all, how long have you known Jose, and how did this all happen with him advising you?
I've known of Jose for a long time. We've known each other, like online. I would just kind of mention to him every once in a while, hey, what's going on? How you doing? Or I'll go on his IG and he's live and he'll be like, oh, Lloyd, and, you know. But other than that, I looked him up this year because I like his YouTube channel. He always has some really good feedback, good information, and I loved his personality. And I said, you know what, we work good together. So I gave him a shout, and I was heading to Georgia, and we got on the phone and made it happen.
Jose, you obviously you were aware of him for a long time too. Was this someone you were watching and saying, not sharp enough, he's trying to come in too big? Because you have that eye, you know when people could do something different and probably have more success. So what were you thinking over the past few years every time you'd see Lloyd?
Well, we actually did the Phoenix Europa together, the one that I placed second in the Open to Lucas. And we were talking backstage, and he had bubbles. I call him a bag of bubbles. You know, he's really bubbly muscle, and I just knew that day he wasn't ready, and that he was trying to do something that maybe, you know, a lot of people do. They try to be too big, when in reality he's got the physique. If he was sharp, 100% like he's going to be this weekend, he would do well in an open show as well. But I knew he would be that sharp at 212 or less. So a few weeks ago, you know, probably 8 weeks ago, we had planned to do Chicago Open, 212, whatever it be. And I said, how tall are you anyway? And he's like, well, what are you thinking? He's like, I hear your brain ticking. I said, well, let's try to get into 212. Yeah. I mean, you can't be much taller than Craig Richardson. He's awesome, you know?
He won in Chicago.
Right. And you know what? Nobody would have argued if Lloyd was up in the second spot with Craig there. He looked that good. And we weren't even close to 100% yet. That was kind of just, we cut weight to make weight, and he happened to be sharp and look really good. So now we have, it was 4 or 5 extra weeks, and he's going to be the best Lloyd since he turned pro, the best Lloyd period. So I'm excited to see what's going on and see him next to Nicholas and the rest of the guys. And people are in for a surprise.
I think they're starting the meeting, so I'm just going to ask you one more question. You know, as bodybuilders, we always want to be bigger, thicker, fuller, rounder. What look do you like best? Because you were competing around 225, and then you had to drop, you know, almost 20 pounds. I'm bad at math. Is that about 20 pounds? Yeah, okay, so 15 pounds to make 212. What look do you personally like for yourself better when you look in the mirror?
More conditioned look, because I feel the more conditioned I am, the bigger I look. Even early on, Jose and I talked, I said I think even in the Open, I would have to come down to the 220s, close to what I got my pro card, in order to look my best. And he said, I think anywhere from 218, somewhere right there is going to probably be your best look. And by the time we hit the stage, we'll weigh in at 212, but we can bounce pretty quick, you know, because every night, I mean, we'll bounce sometimes 9 to 10 pounds throughout the night, you know. So yeah, so I think it'll definitely be the best look yet. Conditioning is.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely the right choice. Because like I said, I never paid a lot of attention to you until now. So being much sharper, you definitely do look a lot better because you caught the judge's attention. You're a standout now, and it's most likely you're going to qualify for the Olympian. Stand next to this guy in 43 days, something like that. Yeah. So
we definitely kept all the open size. I'm definitely the exact same size as an open competitor, just with better condition. I didn't lose any of the size.
Crazy.
You know, which is crazy because all my clothes are nothing changed. You know, but so he's crazy. He told me, he said, you're going to get bigger. You're going to drop, but then you're going to just get bigger as you go. He goes, and it's not about the weight with you. He goes, just following. I follow every single thing he tells me to do. He's crazy, by the way, too.
Oh, I know that. You don't need to tell me Jose's crazy.
Hard, man. Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I don't want to hold you up. You got your meeting. If you win, I want another interview after you step off stage, of course. I'll try to reserve that ahead of time. Lloyd, congratulations on moving down the 212 and looking way better and doing way better. That's what it's all about.
Looking forward to tomorrow.
And this guy's a bright man. Listen to him. He knows what he's talking about. Cool. Cool. For MuscleElement.com, the Tampa Pro, it's Ron Harris with Lloyd Dollar and Jose Raymond.